Hi, welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and the host of the program. Barb, many people assume buyers who are using government financing to purchase a home are not as strong as a buyer who is paying cash or getting a conventional form of financing. Is that really true?
Actually, it's not true. There's a whole bunch of myths out there that people believe about borrowers getting government loans. And I just want to say, I'm a Navy veteran. My dad was an Air Force veteran. I have two brothers that are veterans. Our son joined the Marines. My husband, I met in the Navy. He flew F-14s in the Navy. So I have a very long background as being associated with the military. And one of the benefits of being a military member in good standing is you have the ability to use a loan guaranteed by the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. So, what does that mean? Even though in most cases it's 100% financing, all it means is that the government's going to guarantee the lender that if that borrower forecloses, okay, they're going to make the lender whole. The lender won't lose any money. That's all it means. So it allows the veteran borrowers to purchase a home with zero down. Okay, but there's all these weird perceptions out there that, oh, as a home seller, the home seller is going to have to pay more closing cost. That is fake news. There's all these perceptions that the VA is going to come and inspect your house with a fine tooth comb. That is fake news. There's these perceptions out there that a VA loan is only for low price sales. That is absolutely fake news. And they're worried that it will take longer to close a VA loan, and that is fake news as well. So let me go into the detail about that. So sellers worrying about paying more closing costs. It is true that years ago that they would charge what they call points. And now it might have been more of a buyer's market. I wasn't in real estate when that was going on, but I can tell you nowadays there are no extra closing costs for a seller if you accept a VA loan. They might ask you to help with some closing costs. That's a possibility, but that's negotiable. You don't have to pay any of their closing costs. And by the way, why can't their lender help them with their closing costs? That shouldn't be a seller cost. And what about additional inspections? So here's the thing. For sellers accepting contracts for both VA and FHA loans, and actually conventional for that matter, the house has to meet the loan guidelines. So they are different for VA, almost the same for FHA, and a little bit less stringent for conventional. What does that mean? For VA, you cannot have broken windows, missing outlet covers, missing stair rails, any safety hazard, those kind of things. And we'll go into detail about that shortly. And then RVA loans for low price sales. No, actually, I just read an article. There was a house that sold in Austin, 100% financing from a veteran borrower, $3.7 million. 100% financing, right? So as long as the borrower qualifies for the payment, there's no reason why they can't use their VA financing. And then the other myth is about it taking longer to close. That's absolutely false. In fact, VA loans are often the easiest loan to get. Many times I see them close in 2 to 3 weeks. So that's also a myth that people are worried about. Let's go into detail about the lender property requirements. That's the term that you'll see in the contract that they're referring to. And so a lot of home sellers worry about that their house has to be fixed a certain way for it to pass VA. And there's some special inspection that comes around. So the buyer brings in their own Joe, Billy, Bob inspector, right? That's normal. And then the next person that comes around is the appraiser. It's the appraiser that looks at the home from the prism of does this home meet the VA loan guidelines? So what are the qualifications? It's very simple for most of these houses to pass. No broken windows, no peeling paint on the outside, even the outbuildings, no missing stair rails, no safety issues like deep window wells without covers or falling fences or trip hazards, they will ding those things and ask for them to be repaired. However, the contract does not say who repairs them. It only says that they need to be repaired for the borrower to get their loan. So that could be a point of negotiation. We used that one time with a property we sold out in Peyton not too long, well, it was a couple years back. It was a big property, lots of acreage with the barn, and the seller that was selling the house wanted to go completely as is, and it was pretty roughed up. It had peeling paint, it had a few broken stairs, it had a couple of missing broken plumbing fixtures, missing tile, things like that that would have been dinged by the VA, but the buyer said, I'll fix it, right? So he did. He got his VA loan and he got a screaming deal on a property on 7 acres with a detached garage. So he was really happy about that. And then you've got the agents. I call them the sales prevention business. And they will sometimes prevent the borrower or the buyer from making an offer, making these dumb assumptions about whether or not the house can be approved for VA financing. I call those low information agents. There's a few other terms, but anyway, they'll come and they'll show the house and go, oh, there's no way this is going to go VA. Well, how do they know that? How do they know the seller won't fix the issue? How do they know the buyer won't fix the issue? Don't talk the buyer out of the house. If they want the house, sell them the house. You really, really never know. I actually had a listing down in Fountain, and it was really rough. I mean, it was the original roof. It was built in 1950s. From the street, you could see it needed a new roof. It also had some other issues, like there was some peeling paint on the outside. That buyer purchased that home VA, but the appraiser did not tag the peeling paint, only the roof. That was it. So you never know what they're going to tag. And that's part of what we do is we help our clients prepare their homes for sale. So you don't have to worry about whether or not your home is going to pass VA or FHA. We got you covered. We know how to get your home ready. It is not that high of standard to pass VA or FHA financing lender property requirements. My name is Barb Schlinker with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I am the host of Your Real Estate Voice. And what we're talking about right now are the pros and cons of accepting offers from buyers that are getting FHA or VA financing. And next up, we're going to be talking about FHA financing and also what you need to know about appraisals for VA or FHA. And if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900. What we will offer is tips on what to do, what not to do to get your house ready for sale, give you a really good idea what your home will sell for and how much you'll put in your pocket when it sells. And I've been ranked among the top 1% of real estate agents in the nation by the Wall Street Journal. I've helped thousands of home sellers command top dollar for their homes. So if you want to reach out to us, you go to barbhasthebuyers.com and click on Find My Buyer or call us at 719-301-3900. And if you're not ready right now, you'd like to get our free report on the 11 things that you need to know to pass your home inspection, go to barbhasthebuyers.com, click on free reports, or give us a call. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She is your real estate voice, and she's the host of the program. You can always reach her and her team at 719-301-3900. Barb, we're talking about all of the misconceptions about VA and FHA financing that people have. Tell us more about what our listeners need to know before they commit to selling their home to a buyer who's using his VA or FHA financing.
Well, as far as the home condition, VA and FHA requirements are nearly identical. It's pretty simple. No broken windows, no missing outlet covers, no missing stair rails, no peeling paint on the outside, including the outbuildings or sheds, no safety hazards like broken steps, deep window wells without covers, trip hazards, that kind of thing. Now, as far as loan limits, there used to be loan limits on VA loans, but the Donald made that go away. So basically, a veteran buyer could buy any home they want as long as they qualify. No money down, pretty much unlimited. But when it comes to FHA, it's a little bit different. There are limits, and it's based on the county. And you can Google that. So like Pueblo, the price is just above 472. El Paso County, the loan limit for FHA is 517. Arapahoe County, the loan limit is 787. And Boulder County, it's 856. So you really, first of all, need to hire an agent that understands it. Because as far as the sellers are concerned, it's all cash at closing. That's what they get at closing, but they don't want to take their house off the market and have the sale not go through. Recently, I received an offer from an agent in Denver making an offer in El Paso County FHA, and the price was way above what I knew at the time were the FHA loan limits. And I said, if I didn't know that, right? And I told the seller, here, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, accept this offer, right? They would tie up their home under contract. They'd miss out on other buyers. And ultimately that deal would fall apart because it exceeded the FHA loan limits for the county. That's not the case with VA, but it is with FHA. So you need to make sure you hire an agent that understands that. Also, down payment comes into play as well. FHA, typically the down payment is 3.5%. But what if they don't put a down payment in there? That's where my little German Shepherd ears are going up. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Do they need down payment assistance or something? I had that one offer, and that's the reason I called the lender. He only showed 1,000 down, not the 3.5%. And that's when I found out he had a house to sell. He had all kinds of baggage. He wasn't a good buyer. But VA buyer, it's zero down. Now, if they do put money down on a VA loan, that's kind of a good thing because the house only has to appraise at the loan amount, 100% of the loan amount, right? So you want to make sure that you hire an agent that can take a look when you accept an offer, because when you're dealing with these government loans, it does have to appraise close to the agreed upon sales price unless they put in a guarantee in there that they'll guarantee the appraisal. If it doesn't appraise down the road, 2-3 weeks down the road, it could be the appraiser comes back and says, hey, your home isn't worth that much. And now you have to renegotiate the deal, or the deal falls apart, which is the worst case. And nobody wants that. But I've helped thousands of home sellers command the most money. I know all about VA and FHA loans. I'm a proud Navy veteran. I'm a much more proud Marine mom. And I've helped thousands of people buy and sell homes using VA financing. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. We give a free service on what to do, what not to do to get your house ready for sale. Richard?
You're listening to Barb Schlinker of Your Real Estate Voice. She's the host of the show. And if you're thinking of selling your home and want to get the most amount of money when you sell, call Barb, 719-301-3900, or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the top 9 mistakes to avoid when you're selling your home. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss that.